Hey Gear Seekers, I'm Nick. We've got two brand new boards from NZXT. We've got the N5 and the N7. They're both Z690 boards. You might be thinking to yourself, Nick, isn't it a little bit late for new Z690 boards? I completely agree. NZXT has a big old habit of doing this. However, with our motherboard videos, these videos are not reviews. They're just overviews so we can take a bit of a look at what's physically on these new boards and what comes in the box. And as a bit of a spoiler alert, we're doing something a little bit different today. I'm doing both of these boards in the same video, then I'm going to show them side by side. So strap yourself in and let's take a look at some new boards from NZXT. Let's do it. All right, we'll take a look at what's in the box now. Spoiler alert, both of the boxes have the same stuff in them. So there's not really too much to talk about here, but I will show you everything just in case you're interested. There's a bunch of M.2 screws. There's the same amount for both of these motherboards. There's a set of SATA or SATA cables for your 2.5-inch SSDs or your spinning rush drives. And lastly, Wi-Fi antennas for the built-in Wi-Fi. Okay, let's start off with the N5. So let's unsheath it so we can take a little bit of a closer look at everything that's on this board. There's the front panel audio header, there's a 3-pin 5-volt addressable RGB header, a 12-volt analog RGB header, there's a single USB 2.0 header, there's a single fan header, there's the clear CMOS header, there's a TPM header, which you do not need to use for Windows 11 because it's built into the CPU, and the front panel connector for all your lights and all your switches, and another PWM fan header. On the right hand edge of the board, there's 4 SATA ports for your 2.5-inch SSDs or your spinning rush drives, a right angled USB 3.2 port, a USB Type-C header, another USB 3.2 header, and the 24-pin power connector to send juice to your brand new Z690 N5, as well as 2 NZXT RGB headers for cam. On the top right hand side of the board, there's a diagnostic LED array for postcodes to diagnose your system, and 2 more PWM fan headers. On the top left, there is an 8-pin EPS power connector as well as a supplemental 4-pin EPS power connector as well. For the PCIe slots, the slot configuration is a full by 16 PCIe Gen 5 slot on the left. There's a PCIe Gen 4x4 slot and then a PCIe Gen 3x4 slot down the bottom, and the other by 1 slots are PCIe Gen 4 as well. So a bit of a mix of different types of slots. Now, this board features Intel's Z690 chipset, so it works with Intel's 12th gen CPUs. For the VRM layout on this board, it features an 8+1 phase digital VRM setup. It's also got a solid heatsink that goes across the back of the I/O cover as well as along the top of the board too. Because this is a Z690 board, it features Intel's LGA 1700 socket, which supports Intel's 12th gen CPUs, and if you've never seen inside this new socket before, here's a bit of a sticky beak. Let's pull that first M.2 heatsink off the top so we can take a bit of a look at what the deal is with the storage configuration on this board. So the top M.2 slot is a PCIe Gen 4 M.2 slot. The other 2 slots, the one on the left is a PCIe Gen 4 slot, and the one at the bottom is a PCIe Gen 3 slot. The board also features a Wi-Fi 6E module, and it's pretty clear to see this on the board. Not sure why they didn't just put a cover over the top to hide the green PCB. If we flip the board over, you can see there's nothing really interesting going on back here. It's pretty clear that this is an ASRock board that's been rebranded for NZXT. It's kind of their thing. In terms of RAM, this board features 4 DDR4 RAM slots with support up to 128 gigs of memory at 5,000 megatransfers overclocked. For rear I/O, we've got some USB ports. There's the antenna connectors for the Wi-Fi 6E. There's HDMI, 2 more USB ports. There's the BIOS flashback button. There's another USB port, USB Type-C, 2.5 gigabit Ethernet, as well as 2 more USB ports, as well as a mic jack, line out and line in for audio. All right, let's take a look at the N7 version of this board. It's a bit beefier than the N5, and you're about to see why it's more expensive. There's a front panel audio header, as well as a 3-pin 5-volt addressable RGB header and a 12-volt analog RGB header, 2 USB 2.0 front panel headers for things like your AIOs and RGB controls and all that jazz, 3 PWM fan headers, There's also a postcode diagnostic LED array in the middle there, as well as a clear CMOS header. There's a reset button and a power button, and the front panel connectors for all your lights and all your switches to let you know your system's up and running. There's 4 SATA or SATA ports for your 2.5-inch SSDs or your spinning rush drives. There's a USB 3.2 right angle header as well. There's a USB Type-C header that's kind of hidden behind this cover here, as well as the 24-pin power connector to send juice to your brand new N7 Z690 board. On the top right hand side of the board, there's 2 more PWM fan headers, 2 NZXT LED headers for cam control, and 2 more PWM fan headers next to that. There's also an 8-pin EPS power connector and a supplemental 4-pin EPS power connector for your CPU power. PCIe slot configuration is the same as the N5, so you've got a by16 Gen 5 slot, a by 4 Gen 4 slot, and a by 4 Gen 3 slot, and 2 more by 1 Gen 4 slots. In terms of power delivery, the N7 features a 12+1 phase digital VRM setup, so it's a bit beefier than the N5 version of the board. It also features an LGA 1700 socket for Intel's 12th gen CPUs and probably their later CPUs that are coming later in the year as well. Whoops, did I just say that? It's quite possible we'll see new Intel CPUs by the end of the year. Let's pop off the covers for the heatsinks for all the drives and whatnot so we can take a bit of a closer look at the M.2 configuration here. So the one on the left is a PCIe Gen 4 slot, and the one on the right is a PCIe Gen 3 slot. And if we take a look at the slot at the top of the board, this is also another PCIe Gen 4 M.2 slot. If we flip the board over, you can see again, there's nothing really that interesting going on, but you guys like to see it, so I gotta show you. Okay, in terms of the RAM configuration here, it's got 4 DDR4 RAM slots. That's right, there's no NZXT board with DDR5 RAM. 128 gigs of DDR4 memory at 5,000 megatransfers overclocked. I thought they would do a DDR5 version for the N7. For rear I/O, you've got a clear CMOS button, a BIOS flashback button, the antenna connectors for the built-in Wi-Fi 6E, HDMI, there's lots of USB on here. There's also USB Type-C, 2.5 gigabit Ethernet, and 7.1 digital surround sound with optical and SPDIF output. Okay, now that we've looked at everything on the boards, let's have a bit of a look side by side. As you can see, they're very similar. So the N5 and the N7 are quite a similar layout. You'll notice that the bottom of the boards are slightly different for the front panel connectors and whatnot. The VRM's layout is obviously different between the two boards, but they are similar in their feature set other than the rear I/O. Also, the covers for the heatsinks and whatnot on the N7, there's a lot more going on, but the thing is with this board is it doesn't really add too much to the performance. It's more of an aesthetic choice for NZXT to do that. They can charge you a little bit more money for having the covers on the board too. So the N5 is supposed to be more of a naked, more affordable version of the board. I wish they covered over that Wi-Fi card, but you know. Alright ladies and gents, I hope you enjoyed these first looks and overviews of these new boards from NZXT, both the N5 and the N7. Now in terms of pricing for both of these boards, this is where it gets a little bit interesting, because if you're interested in the N5, I think they're going for around 239 US dollars or around 369 Aussie dollars at the time of filming. And the N7 is going to be going for 299 US dollars, around $469 at the time of filming this video. And I hope you guys enjoyed seeing a bit of a condensed look at both of these boards in the same video. And I thought it was interesting. Well, it's not really that interesting, but the boards both have exactly the same thing in the box. And that's kind of like a hallmark of NZXT. And the reason why they try and do stuff like this is, let's say for instance, they're like, hey, the N5 is supposed to be the minimalist version of the board, but to be honest, I think it's just kind of lazy. It's almost exactly the same board as the N7, other than the rear I/O, but I mean, let me know what you guys think about both of these boards. Obviously, we're going to be doing builds with them later down the line, so we'll take a bit of a closer look at those when we do builds, and I'll talk about thermals and all that stuff when we build with them. But for now, yeah, this is what you get. I'm your boy Nick with Gear Seekers. You peek, we seek, and it feels so good to rock up to a party late, Claire, don't you think? It's like fashionably late to rock up to a party late, right?
So,
fashionably late. Although it's not fashionably late to rock up to a party when you're naked, like this board here. Thanks for watching.